What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden, and welcome back to another episode of Chicago Bulls Weekly, where today we look at the previous week for the Chicago Bulls, as good as it was in terms of the entertainment factor, discuss the wins and the losses, the awards given, and move on to what we have to come in this upcoming week. Now, this might be the first week in a while where I truly feel, even in the losses, satisfied with the Chicago Bulls, or at least content. Maybe satisfied is the wrong word. But also, it's a day now that I feel I'm excited to see what the Bulls do next week when we have games against some really, I think, good competition. And competition that could definitely give us a run for our money. I'm excited to see how the Bulls react to that and fight to that. And we'll see where we go, but it should be quite an interesting week ahead for the Bulls as well. But before we get any further, if you enjoy the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new. And let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls, their previous week and upcoming week to come. We had 3 games to look forward to this week, ladies and gentlemen. We ended up going, all in all, 2-1. So a positive week, actually, all in all. But still, it's not necessarily about the wins and the losses at the moment. I mean, the wins were fantastic. Don't get me wrong. It's just the way that we're playing. It's just the way that we're fighting. It's the way that we're battling as a team. And how we're going out there, giving full trust. Ball movement is on another level right now for the Bulls. Obviously, shots are falling. It's just a beautiful sight to see. And it started against the Philadelphia 76ers, where we absolutely dismantled them piece by piece as we win 142 to 110. In the game reaction, I literally spent most of my time talking about what I think the Philadelphia 76ers should be doing. And that is moving on from Joel Embiid. If there is a team out there for Joel Embiid to go to, the Sixers should be trying to make a deal to move him. And it's not because he's not a good player. He's an MVP caliber player, for crying out loud. But as long as he's on the 76ers, he just cannot stay healthy no matter what they do. If they load manage him, their team is not good enough to make the playoffs. Even when they do load manage him, he gets injured. When you don't load manage him, he gets injured at some point. It's just, at this point, a very difficult situation for Philly, and I feel very sorry for them as a franchise, in all honesty, at the moment, because that process was such a fun process, and now it's gone completely downhill, and I don't know where they're going to turn to next. But in terms of the Chicago Bulls, we did what we had to do. At the end of the day, we're still in that playing tournament spot, and I know Bulls fans might want to see us tank, but I can guarantee you those Bulls players want to make the playing tournament. So with that being said, they're fighting for that spot, and in the end, if that's what they're fighting for, there's a good chance they're going to get it with a victory like that. Then we faced the Los Angeles Clippers. We lost to the Clippers 122 to 117. Once again, another battle all the way through. I just think the Clippers had too much in the end in terms of the fourth quarter. This is where they really got... I mean, it was 24 apiece. Both teams had really bad fourth quarters, but the Clippers had a better second half. 39-point second half for the Clippers in the end, I think, was the key difference in the win and the loss for the Bulls. So, yeah, you got to give respect. The Clippers are an offensive team that provides a lot of trouble with the way that they use that pick and roll, and having a guy like Kawhi Leonard on the team as well. It's naturally going to be a difficult game for the Bulls to handle. We've always had trouble with pick and rolls. I would say this was another one where we definitely did struggle, and we lost to a really good team in the end. Last but not least, we faced the Toronto Raptors, a 16-point comeback, a Kobe White 4-point play, and an overtime victory as we win this one 125 to 115. We stole the show in overtime, but it took a big amount of guts and effort to fight back from 16 points down in that game. And to find a will, where there's a will, there's a way. And Kobe White willed us to the overtime, and the Bulls took it from there. There was no hope for the Raptors after that. Look, the Raptors played a game beyond themselves, is what I would like to say. They played a game I didn't expect from them, especially in the first half. With that being said, it takes a lot of guts to come back. The Bulls did that. The Bulls fought exactly what I wanted to see. If we were going to go down, at least go down swinging. We swung and we swung, and it's like the underdog story. Eventually, we won the fight. We won the game, and that's what the Bulls did. I'm very happy for them. So that being said, we have awards to give. The must improve, the sixth man of the week, the player of the week, and I think the defensive player of the week. I think I said all of them. So, yeah, let's get started. The must improve, this one... Again, I feel like I can never give a must improve, because the first name I had in my head was Dalen Terry. Just because in the last game, Julian Phillips and Dalen Terry, I don't even think it was the last game, but one of the games Dalen Terry got left out of the lineup, and people were just saying that, all right, he might not be good enough for the Bulls and stuff like that. It was just one of those reaction type of things. But he had a really good game. I think it was against Philly. And that should not be ignored. Julian Phillips had a rough game one of these games as well. We had 2 solid ones in return. Ayo came back this week as well. I can't give it to him. He had a solid output, 11 points in his return. It's too difficult for me to give a must improve. So I will leave that out again. But again, I don't want to keep copping out on these answers, if you know what I mean. I mean, for most of the weeks I've been doing this, I haven't even given out awards. So, we're copping out big time here. But I just think it's very hard. It's very hard to pick a must improve. It's a genuine struggle there because I just feel like too many players had good games, and when they had bad games, they had games that they recovered from, if you know what I mean. But yeah, look, it is what it is. Let's move on. My 6th man of the week, I'm going to give this one to Kevin Huerter. Now, I think Kevin Huerter started one of the games this week, if I'm not mistaken, but he spent 2 games off the bench. 15 points and 13 points respectively, if I'm not mistaken. But more importantly, I really just enjoyed what he was able to bring to the offense when he was on. Again, he brings a different dynamic. We don't have a player like Kevin Huerter on this team. I mean, before the Zach LaVine trade, obviously. We didn't have a guy like him. Someone that could be so, I guess, prudent, consistent from the 3-point line. He's definitely turned it on post All-Star break. He's found his rhythm again, and he's showing why he's a dangerous player when you get him in the team. And that's all I can really ask for him. He also puts a shift in defensively, even though that doesn't get necessarily mentioned a lot. It's something that should be noted. But speaking of, the defensive player of the week is going to go once again to Lonzo Ball. I also want to give a massive shout out to Josh Giddey and Trey Jones and Zach Collins. I think all these guys have put an absolute shift in defensively this week. I mean, Josh Giddey, for someone that's often criticized for his defensive work, I think he's done a very good job in that department. He should be very happy with himself, but most importantly, he should be continuing trying to strive to get better defensively every single game. Trey Jones off the bench has done really good work defensively and was able to hit people in transition as well, which is really, really nice. Lonzo Ball, Mr. Consistent, always has been. Zach Collins has provided an athletic rim protection type of center that I think we've needed for a while now. Unfortunately, the only negative is that it does lead to a lot of fouls. He does provide a lot of fouls for the Bulls. But all in all, it's a sacrifice worth making. If you're going to get some blocks in there and some contested rim protection action, he's done that, in my opinion. He's done really, really well. But for me, Lonzo Ball is, in my opinion, the personification of what this Bulls team needs to be defensively. We need to find a way to play to his level when he is not on the court. That's the next step for the Bulls defensively. To bring the same energy on defense when he's not on the court. Because when he's on the court, everything clicks. Everything goes. Sadly, he's not on the court enough. Well, he has been on the court enough. My apologies. It's not even what I'm trying to say. But when he's off the court, we need to find a way to make the difference defensively. And my player of the week is going to go to Josh Giddey again. I think we're going to quickly move on because I've spoken so much about Josh Giddey. It's not even funny. He's been so good for the Bulls post All-Star break, and I just want to see it continue. With that being said, we have 4 games to look forward to, with one being in a couple of hours' time away from home against the Indiana Pacers. This team always seems to be the Bulls' kryptonite. That's what I like to call them. We always have tough games against them, but in the end, they always find a way to beat us, and it's never a nice feeling losing to the Pacers. I don't know why. It's a different feeling when you lose to them. So let's wait and see if this will be any different for the Bulls. But yeah, I just want a close game more than anything. Then we got a game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't think we've beaten Cleveland this season. Maybe we have. Actually, I think we have beaten them this season. But still, they're, in my opinion, the best team in the Eastern Conference at the moment. I still think Boston will have the edge over them come playoff time. But they're a tough team to crack, and they are looking dominant. The Orlando Magic is next. Vucevic's old stomping grounds out in Orlando. We get to see some familiar faces in our own right with Orlando. I don't really know how this game is going to go. I think we can have an edge over them, but ultimately I think this is also a tough game. And then the last game we have is against the Miami Heat. It'll be a new-look Miami Heat team since we last faced them with new faces around there. Hopefully a little bit of a different culture, considering how the toxicity that kind of happened with the Jimmy Butler situation. So you're looking at a team that's trying to recover from that. We'll see how we go against them. I think we're going to go 2-2 this week. I think we're starting to pick up some momentum, maybe get some wins on our belt. We'll see how we go. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care, and peace.